Hello, my name is Mikhail Pevsner. I am a faculty member in accounting at the University of Baltimore and the program director for Masters in Accounting and Business Advisory Services program at the University of Baltimore. I'm here to talk to you about accounting online education and why I want you to think about and strongly consider studying accounting both on graduate and undergraduate level at the University of Baltimore. We live in an unprecedented time. Our whole society is going through something we probably haven't gone through since 1930s when we had Great Depression. The COVID-19 epidemic uprooted lives of all of us, and it's a very uncertain and difficult time. And I understand right now the last thing you want to think about is your education. To some degree, I can relate to you. I came of age or graduated college in 1999. Started my career in public accounting in Minneapolis, moved to New York, and in 2001, I was there in New York City, driving in the middle of Manhattan when 9/11 happened. This was for me a defining life event in many respects, alongside perhaps with the financial crisis that came a little bit later. This was a very difficult time, but what we're going through right now is nothing compared to I had to go through. 2001 was a time of the recession. That recession was a comparatively mild one. Back in 2002, 2003, the economy and people went back to work. And yes, there was the Iraq War, which was very, very difficult in our society. In early to mid 2000s, things were starting getting back to normal, and they were only uprooted again when the financial crisis hit in 2008. One thing I do know is that for people who start their career or enter in the workforce during this sorts of recessionary times, it's particularly difficult. Now, what's unique about today is that our whole educational system has gotten uprooted and turned upside down essentially overnight. You may be going to, 3 weeks ago, you may have been going to a traditional college where you went to classroom, you lived in a dorm, your professors taught lectures, you went to study groups, you used to study in the library, and now you're back home in front of your computer listening to Zoom sessions, trying to just get through this semester, trying to make sense of things and see what happens later. Well, at times like this, you need to think about a career that will give you stability, that will give you kind of rootedness in your life, a career that will be in demand. And accounting is such a career. It doesn't pay, at least initially, huge money, but it gives a lot of job security and a lot of upward potential. So I want you to first think about accounting. It might not be glamorous. It may not be, video game design or biotech, but it will give you something concrete. It will give you the skills that no matter what will be in demand 10, probably 15, 20 years from now. Don't listen to all the hype about robots killing accounting. That's all just overhyped media stuff. Accounting is very much in demand. And even if, technology is having an impact, which it is, it only makes accounting and auditing and advisory services and consulting work related to finance even more exciting because it allows us to go away from busy work, boring work, to more exciting work that requires real thought and skills. So there's now a good time to think about accounting as a career. Now I want you to think about why you want to come to us to study online. Because you know what? You might think, okay, you know what, my school went online, I'll just stick with it. Or if you're thinking about a graduate degree, well, why don't I just go somewhere else or pick any place? Well, we have years and decades of expertise in doing online education. And on top of it, we actually, because we've taught online for a long time, we've accumulated a ton of material to teach students online. So unlike other schools that have to basically reinvent themselves overnight and it'll take them months to actually develop enough, courses to offer them online meaningfully, their faculty, oftentimes, they've never done it. So they're very uncomfortable with it. We are comfortable with it. We know what works or know what doesn't work. And you know what? I don't promise you the exact same experience that you had back, on campus somewhere, where you had all your friends and buddies, that you could form a study group just like in the same atmosphere when you went to the library. But we understand what it takes to come as close as possible in accomplishing that goal online. So, I want to start by saying we know what we're doing at UB in accounting and online. The other thing I already said, you want to do master's in accounting, for example, with us, because if you're coming from a non-finance, non-accounting background, it gives you an entrance into this very safe degree, very safe industry. There are jobs. In fact, last year, we were getting phone calls from accounting firms that they couldn't hire enough people. So there is, up until now, there was a real shortage of people. And yes, the crisis will change things, will make things a lot more difficult. But those jobs are not going to go anywhere. Suddenly, we won't have a massive contraction of the market. I mean, we'll still have a lot of companies. They will still need audits. They will still need accountants. CPA is a well-respected, time-tested credential. Everybody knows in America pretty much who the CPA is. Many people think those are just the people who do your taxes, but you know that this goes far beyond that. And our focus in our online program is very laser focused on preparing you for the CPA exam, preparing you to pass the CPA exam. So, we are focused, we know what we're doing, and you will get a stable career that you will, if you don't like it after 2 or 3 years, there opens up so many doors. You can work in finance, you can later on go in an MBA, work in marketing, you can even get out of the business world. But CPA will give you that grounding. Because right now, more than anything, what you need is the grounding, because our country is in crisis and the economy is in crisis, and you need a stable job and stability. And this is what the CPA education, accounting education will give you. So if you have any questions about our program, feel free to call me directly. I am available at 410-837-5862 or mpevsner@ubalt.edu. I love talking to prospective students. I promise I'll spend as much time on it with you as possible. Will do my best to answer any questions. I'd love to develop a personalized educational plan for you. Our program is highly, highly flexible, and we will do our best to get you where you want to be in these difficult times. Because I've been there, I know what it's like. Today, it's much more difficult, no question, than anything I had to go through. But our job here is to be here for you, and we will work as a team to make sure that we can beat it. We can beat this recession, we can beat this virus, we can get your career going. And our country and our society will be only stronger for it. Thank you very much for listening.